Hi again, hi. Jennifer Ellison is still only 24, but she's packed an awful lot in since she was 13 and first appeared on Brookside. She's had a top 10 single, she wowed Gordon Ramsay and won Hell's Kitchen. She's appeared in the movie version of Phantom of the Opera, and now she's starring in The Cottage, which is a comedy horror movie in which she plays a rich kid kidnapped for ransom, a very mouthy rich kid. But despite being tied up, she still manages to get her home back.
We would like you to put the money in a bag and give it to your son. He is to drive alone to Fleet Services on the M3 and wait next to the men's toilets. Make sure you don't send no one else. Terrible double negative, doesn't make sense. If anything goes wrong or someone is with him, your stepdaughter is a dead girl.
Hello?
I think we should go now.
Wait! Don't you leave me! Peter, I'm sorry. And I won't tell me Dad. I promise you'll be okay.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm begging you. Please. I don't want to die.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, all you've done is hurt me. Or be rude to me. I must be an idiot. Where's my bloody there?
Gotta go get a move on. Get back here now. What are you looking at, you ugly?
We had to... Jennifer's here now, you see, we had to do a bit of bleeping there. You don't half swear in that film.
Well, the script makes you swear.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah. It was so funny because we had a viewing in Liverpool and my family were all there and I had to apologise to my gran first. I was like, I'm so sorry, but it was, you know, Paul Andrew Williams who wrote it. I was like, it's his fault.
Tell us about the girl you play. Her stepfather's incredibly rich.
Yeah,
Right.
she's... The film starts and she's been kidnapped and they're trying to make a little bit of money, so they hold it to ransom, and it kind of goes horribly wrong because what they don't realise is they've kidnapped the witch from hell. Yeah, so it all goes horribly wrong and then they end up stumbling across the only place in the country with somebody who's actually worse than me.
Who we just saw briefly there.
Who we just briefly saw, yeah.
Why is it that those zombie-like figures never have to run in these movies, right? It doesn't matter. You know, they can be trying to murder an Olympic sprinter, and the sprinter will sprint away at 30 miles an hour on foot, right? And they can go for half a mile, and the zombie just does this after them. And after about 10 seconds, the sprinter stops, turns around, and the zombie's there right behind them.
I know.
It's weird,
the magic of film.
It's got some good reviews.
It's got very good reviews.
Obviously a good part for you. And you were actually... he wanted you, the director, the producer, wanted you right from the start, didn't he?
Yeah, what happened was I actually got cast for The Cottage about 4 years ago. Oh. And, you know, with the British film industry funding and things. So Paul went off and, you know, in frustration, he wrote London to Brighton, which got huge critical acclaim. Yeah. And he won all kinds of awards. And that was what gave him the go-ahead for The Cottage, really.
Did he write it with a Liverpool accent in mind?
Yeah, what he said, which... This isn't me, by the way. He said he wanted it to sound like, when someone puts, like, the nails down a blackboard. And I was like... Because I didn't want to... Because I do, obviously, with doing Chicago and things in Phantom, I did RP. I didn't want to do it in a Scouse accent. And he was like, no, I want it in a Scouse accent. And I was like, OK.
Well, there's a great... We won't give too much of the plot away. It's very good. It's very funny. Very dark. A lot of blood. I mean, it's very gory. It's a great scene when you've been kidnapped and you're all sort of tied up, and one of the kidnappers comes up to sort of have a look at you. You just headbutt, give him a curvy kiss and take control. It's great. OK, well, good luck with that.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk about your career, because it's been a really interesting... You've been like a pinball on a pinball machine, bouncing off, you know, pillar after pillar, stacking up the points, you know. Your single was 2003, wasn't it? Baby, I Don't Care. Yeah. That was a cover, but it got to number 10, was it? Or
No, number 6.
Number 6. Let's have a look at that, and then we'll talk about how it led into things like Phantom.
Yep.
British Britain if you wanted, couldn't you? Would you do more pop? Would you do more pop stuff?
it's kind of really nice now because I can just concentrate on acting, and
that's what you want to do.
sometimes, you know, although I've been in the industry now for like 12 years, people forget that I'm an actress because I've done so many different things, and you know, it kind of overshadows it sometimes, which can be a little bit frustrating.
Well,
but when you made that record, you were performing it. I think it was on GMTV, wasn't it? When the director of Phantom, Joel Schumacher, spotted you, and he thought you'd be ideal for Meg.
Yeah, well, he'd auditioned all over the world and couldn't find anyone who could sing soprano.
And you did
the level
ballet.
of ballet. And I was doing an interview, and they were asking me about, because I was a world international champion at ballet, and they were asking me about that, and then he kind of...
Can you imagine, they sit there with his coffee, Joel Schumacher, you know, dipping his croissant, and I found my Meg.
I know,
that's her.
I walked in and he was just like, honey, you got the part. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, okay.
You sang beautifully in it as well. You really did.
You were great in Phantom. You got I mean, it's not one of the main roles, but it's a pivotal role in certain scenes, particularly in the bit when Christine's communing with the Phantom in the early part, and you come in on her. We've cut a bit of this, and yeah, Judy's right. You were really good in it.
Oh, thank you.
Have been dreaming. Stories like this can't come true. Christine, you're talking in riddles, and it's not like you. Little music, guidance, guardian, pray to your glory.
I'd love to show it all, actually, so it's a lovely, lovely song, that. Have you ever done a command performance for Andrew Lloyd Webber in that, by any chance?
Pardon?
A command performance for Andrew Lloyd Webber, the composer, by any chance?
No, I know he's having...
Because some of us have, you see. Some of us have actually done Phantom specifically for the man who composed. Some of us have done that, you know.
Richard went on record as saying that the one thing he wanted to do was to be cast as the Phantom. And
I have to say, Judy was very keen on being Christine. And also using that little boat, you know, the little boat that goes across the lake. So, well, we did it for the old guy, just as a favour. Anyway.
Look.
Say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. Let me lead you from your solitude. Say you need me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Judy, that's all I ask of you.
Any chance?
I thought I'd seen it all, but because I really thought I'd seen it all, because I did a daytime television programme, a morning programme in Japan.
Yeah.
And I was made to wait with this guy, you know, who was the interviewer, and he comes in the full Phantom regalia. And there's Joel Schumacher, our director, and me on the sofa, and he sings the music of the night. And he said, I did this, and I proposed to my wife while I doing this. I said, did she accept? And it was one of those, but I have to say, that pretty much comes close.
I don't think you're in for a career there.
I don't think you're in for a career at Her Majesty's Theatre.
I can't believe he didn't cast you. Gerard Butler, freaking in his boots.
Would you do it on stage if they asked you to do it on stage?
I don't know. I did a year tour with Chicago, and I've been in the West End 3 times.
Yeah, right.
You want to act.
Yeah.
That's really what you. And one of the things that really gets your goat is that the photo shoots you did as a kid when you were sort of in Brookside, and lads magazines keep reprinting them.
Yeah.
Without any permission from you.
No, it's funny because you turn up to a photo shoot. Oh no.
That's 3 years old, isn't it? I mean, see, there you are on the left-hand side in the film.
Yeah.
But they've taken a picture. I mean, you know, they've got the right to do it, but that's a picture of you 3 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I need to dye my hair or something, don't I? So as everyone knows that they're old pictures.
Does it bother you? I mean, do you feel it's in any way holding you back, that? Or?
It's funny because, especially in the UK, the casting agencies, you know, they can be a bit, you know, they like to...
A bit sniffy.
Yeah, sometimes. But, you know, I've had a great career. Well, not had a great career. You know,
have
I'm
been
doing
doing
extremely
a great
well
career.
off the back of it, and it's not something that I'm embarrassed about. Or
No, well, you're very
you know.
talented. You can act, you can sing, you can dance. But when you said when you were doing those things, you were very young, and obviously
Yeah.
you were in Brookside. Brookside loved the publicity.
That was
as
brilliant
anyone
for the
would.
show,
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely.
So obviously I was getting asked to do all these shoots, and they were just kind of, the first one I ever did was for a GQ, and it was a front cover, and it was a Lolita, and I was 15, and you know, I didn't know anything. I just turned up to the shoot, you know, and it was kind of, and then obviously it was such a success, and just kept on doing it. And whenever you turn around and do a photo shoot, the photographer owns the pictures.
I know, and
They're
it comes
just
back. I don't think
constantly churning
you
them
should.
out.
I can see it irritates you, but I don't think it's any more serious than being a minor irritation
No.
in your career, because
Well,
you're
yeah.
doing
And
really
it's so
well.
strange because in America, like all the actresses do shoots all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. You're
You know,
right,
but
yeah.
it's kind of frowned upon in
Well,
the
listen,
UK.
we did. Well, I'd like to say one more thing. You, when you were 13.
No.
Yes, in Brookside. Yeah, 13. No, come on. It's still you.
It's your first
Yeah,
appearance,
first appearance.
actually.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's have a look.
Well, I have looked around. It's very small, Greg.
Keep the vision, Margie.
Yeah, well, I reckon your vision's pretty short-sized if you think we'll all fit in here.
Yeah, I'll do. Once we've done the work.
You're only saying that because you'll get your own room. We'll be squeezed in that little broom cupboard.
It's only a temporary measure, you know that.
But why don't you all have a vote?
Suits me.
All right, all those in favour of moving here? All those against?
See, you were stroppy then. You were stroppy then.
Your head looked tiny.
No, very
Well, we
sweet.
said it last time you were on. We think you're lovely. It's lovely to see you here.
Thank you.
And good
It's
luck.
lovely.
Yeah,
to be
and good
here
luck.
again.
I mean, I know
Oh,
there are
thank you.
other things in the pipeline for you,
And the film's out tomorrow.
We're
and the
just
film
about
would
to-
get back to say that. We always say
Did
that.
the plug for us? I'll say
Yeah.
it again. The Cottage is released in cinemas nationwide tomorrow, and it has had very good reviews, and you've had very good reviews.
yeah.
So well done. It's an 18 though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not for the faint-hearted.
No.
No.
Or the squeamish.
No, absolutely not. Okay, listen.